Hello everyone, John Cooper here. You may know me from Captain Swiss's political channel here in the UK as a guest, but here I'm not to discuss politics and stuff, well, except maybe the ones in this film, because I am here to discuss the latest MCU film of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Captain Marvel, where I just got back from seeing it with a friend. Let's see, I will admit, I thought this was I was a bit curious about how this film would go down due to the fact that, due to sort of the controversies with like the marketing and the actress called for Captain Marvel. Let's see, let's see, Brie Larson, who I believe was in Kong Skull Island, which I quite enjoyed. Let's see, who I think caused a bit of controversy when she was complaining about white male interviewers and stuff. You know, the usual identity politics stuff. And I think in the trailers there's quite a emphasis on like Captain Marvel being a female hero. So there's like that. I haven't really gotten into it. Let's see. I do know some. I have seen some of the headlines on YouTube and some of the channels. Early slandering Captain Marvel before saying that there's probably identity politics and all that stuff. Let's see. Oh, like this movie's probably going to suck. This is or something like that. Let's see. Not to mention, I think there's been controversy with the Rotten Tomatoes. Hold on, let me just see. Hold on, let me just share my screen. Let's see real quickly. Yep, here we go. Oh yeah, with audience score being pretty low. In fact, this is probably the lowest Rotten Tomatoes score for like audience so far, with its like first 58 or so users. Let's see, but yeah, and 82%. Let's see, critics at the moment love it and all that stuff, but audience hates it. It's in a sense perhaps more of a Last Jedi situation, though. Granted. Anyway, but I'm not really here to talk about that. I'm just I've not really been paying too much attention. I haven't really seen what people have been saying of the positives and negatives. I just come back from the cinema and I'm going to give you my thoughts. Before that, I am going to discuss my the brief summary of like the movie. Let's see. This is perhaps the MCU's first prequel film, as this film takes place in 1995, where we are introduced to a member of the Kree called as part of a Kree squad unit called Starforce, and if I'm sure, if any of you remember who the Kree are from like previous MCU films, if you're just a casual viewer and stuff, you would probably remember them as the bad guys for like the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie. Where she is training under her mentor Yon Rogue to a commander and the captain of her squad to train and all that stuff, where she has glimpses of her mysterious past. Because apparently she is not really full Kree and has been given blood of the Kree and all that stuff. And afterwards she is brief. Where we learn that during this she's part of a group called Starforce, and that the leader of the Krees is this thing called the Supreme Intelligence, organic intelligence, who turns into who's like the leading of the Kree Empire. Whose appearance is not really known to all Krees, but takes the one that whoever's interacting with like the intelligence will take the form that most pleases her. And for Vers, she sees the form of an elderly woman who Vers knows in the previous lifetime. Anyway, they go. Vers and Yon Rogue and the rest of the Starforce members go on a mission to infiltrate a group of Skrulls. And for those who know your Marvel comic history, the Skrulls are like shape-shifting aliens, usually enemies of the Avengers, or more importantly, or more of the Fantastic Four. Who have they been fighting for quite a few centuries, and apparently one of the where they're trying to rescue Kree spy who was captured by their commander Talos. During this also among the team is Korath, who was if you remember, that sort of like henchman of Ronan the Accuser from the Guardians of the Galaxy movie. Was also part of that this like elite SWAT team. Let's see, they go in. Let's see, and let's see. Let's see, try to rescue the Kree agent, but the place has been infested by his shape-shifting Skrulls. Let's see, during the whole scuffle, let's see, Vers is captured, or Captain Marvel, as you will, which is, granted, I don't think she's called Captain Marvel at all during this entire film. But let's see, either way. Let's see. After a bit of interrogation, she escapes and lands on Earth, where she meets, Nick Fury and Phil Coulson, who at this point are not high-ranking SHIELD agents, and just probably more, ground soldiers. She mainly, journeys, with Nick Fury after chasing one of the Skrull shapeshifters and then meeting up with Fury again as she's trying to look for her past and going for this Project Pegasus, where she remembers like this doctor that her memories have been called. I'm trying to remember the name. Dr. Wendley Lawson. Yeah. During they arrive at this US secret Pegasus base, where they look for any information that they can about Carl Danvers' past. During which they learn that that the doctor that she knew was actually a Kree secret agent, had to be developing light speed technology, but was shot down and got killed in the explosion, along with a pilot who we probably later learn is actually Vers herself, or Captain Marvel. During which Nick Fury informs SHIELD where they've been, and unknowns to Nick Fury, the SHIELD leader has been in is actually Talos in disguise, who is where it's not revealed what happens to the SHIELD leader, but he's probably knocked out somewhere. I don't think or something like that, and is taking his place while he tries to hunt down Captain Marvel and him. During as they escape on like one of the planes there, they are tagged along by this cat. Called. I can't remember what his name was. Vogel. Well, it's a gin. Tonfan? No. Let's see. I'm trying to remember the Marvel cat. Let's see. Let me just look up. Let's see. Let's see. What's the cat's name? Let's see. I can't really. Let's see. Captain Marvel cat. Hold on. Let me just quickly look up. Sorry about this. I'm just. Name. See, the cat is Goose. Oh yes, Goose. The cat. Let's see, the ginger cat Goose, who also appears in Captain Marvel's memories. Let's see, a ginger cat. There's quite a few funny scenes with him and Nick Fury. Let's see, and during which eventually Carl Danvers goes. Captain Marvel and Nick Fury go to find the only person that knows who Captain Marvel is, her best friend from the US force. Maria Rambeau, I believe, an original character for the film. And her daughter. Called. I'm just looking at the Wikipedia just so I can remember. The names of all the characters. I apologize. Monica, who actually becomes a superhero in later fictional stories, who apparently also took on the name Captain Marvel, which will be quite interesting if she comes back later in the MCU. But yeah, where we learn that she's called Carol Danvers. After a few discussions, the Kree, the Skrull arrive. We're calling Talos, who tries to get who tries to explain everything to the group there, because they still don't trust him and all that stuff, and they see him as the enemy. But he convinces them to listen to this sort of black box or radio thing. It's one of those one of the war let's see, something that let's see, communication with the air thing. Let's see, and when let's see, as Karen Danvers listens to it, let's see, she remembers everything, and it turns out it was not the Skrull that shot her down in the plane. Let's see, and her doctor, let's see, and Dr. Wendy Larson, who is called Marvel. And if any of you know your comic book history, Marvel was the original Captain Marvel. Granted, it's a gender swap, which might actually cause a bit of controversy, but let's see, hey, I don't really mind too much, but hey, because let's see, but it revealed that let's see, her mentor, let's see, Yon-Rogg killed let's see, Mar-Vell and tried to kill let's see, Carol Danvers, but she blew up the engine, which was part of the Lightspeed thing, and she absorbed her power, which gives her like the superhuman abilities that she has. Carol Danvers realizes that she's been tricked and that the Skrull are actually just refugees running away from the Kree because, let's see, they refuse to submit to like Kree rule. Let's see, who tries to try and help, let's see, the Kree. So she, Nick Fury, and her friend, and the Skrull, let's see, modify the ship, let's see, the plane to go into space and find Mar-Vell's secret laboratory. There, they find the Tesseract and other refugee survivors who have been stuck there for 6 years. Let's see, the Star Force group arrives. There's a brief scuffle and all that stuff. Let's see, the Skrull and Earth's Nick Fury and that lot managed to escape. And we also learn that Goose is like a sort of alien thing with like giant octopus suckers. Let's see, a species called the Furclin. I mean, let's see. I believe you need to look at some Guardians of the Galaxy knowledge for that, but either way, he's hilarious. I'll just say that now. Let's see. Gardan just fights Star Force and stuff. Let's see. But one of the members pursues, let's see, Nick Fury and the pilot, who they eventually kill in a, let's see, gunfight. Eventually, then, let's see, followed by, then shot down by the mentor. Let's see, by, let's see, Yon-Rogg, her mentor, Captain Marvel's mentor. She also shoots him down, and then just as soon as Ronan the Accuser arrives with a small fleet ready to nuke the planet, in a sense, let's see, Carol Danvers stops it with her abilities and destroys one of the massive fleet ships, which let's see, which Ronan then let's see retreat, then let's see calls a retreat, as he doesn't want to tackle just let's see Captain Marvel just yet. Let's see, and then let's see. Eventually, Carol Danvers goes back to get rid of let's see Yon-Rogg, telling her that she will take on that she will let's see that she's coming for the Kree and the Supreme Intelligence, and sends him back into space. Let's see, everyone is relaxing now that the threat is past. They're discussing what's happening now. Carol Danvers decides that she's going to take the Skrull to find a new world and protect them for a bit, promising to come back to see her friend and her daughter. And let's see, giving Nick Fury the little communicator thing you saw at the end of Avengers Infinity War post-credit scenes. Let's see, the pager and stuff. Let's see, and then the film ends with let's see, Nick Fury in an office talking with like Phil Coulson, a proposal for the initiative, which he gets the name, let's see, Avengers from the call sign of like a photo of Danvers's like let's see airplane ship. Let's see. And let's see, that's how the movie ends, with like 2 post-credit scenes with like Nick Fury, Natasha, Bruce Banner, and let's see, James Rhodes trying to figure out what let's see Nick Fury's device is to communicate and who he's trying to contact. And we see Carol Danvers asking where Nick is. I assume this is going to be a scene that's going to be in Avengers Endgame. Let's see later, but let's see, we'll see. And another one where let's see where the cat Goose is coughing up the Tesseract because he swallowed it earlier in the film. So, what do I think of the movie? Well, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun Marvel movie. It's not going to be the best. I don't think it's as groundbreaking, let's see, as some of the other films like Infinity War, Black Panther, the first Avengers movie, some of the Captain Americans, Guardians of the Galaxy, but I think it's a fun movie. I definitely say, let's see, I'm pretty certain Wonder Woman would probably be the more iconic female representation movie if you want to go through that and stuff. Let's see. I quite enjoyed it. Let's see. For the character, there's Carol Danvers, or Captain Marvel herself. Let's see. She was a bit bland at the beginning, but I think she got a bit more engaging as goes on. I mean, granted, she's not really my favorite thing in the movie, but I think she's decent enough. I mean, she's not awful or anything like that. And I don't think, is bad at like. Granted, due to perhaps the controversy the actress has caused, may affect some people's judgments on her. Though, granted, this might be one of the cases where you have to separate the author actor from the work if you wish to fully enjoy it. One of those situations. But I thought she did quite good. I liked how they handled her powers, even though, because clearly she's going to be the new Thor, Hulk, or Vision, powerhouse for the Avengers after Avengers Endgame, because I'm pretty certain most of those heroes are going to be losing them, out of their contracts and probably not going to make it anymore. That stuff, I've enjoyed her. Granted, for me, the character I enjoyed the most was young Nick Fury, and because he's a bit more funny than he is in like later films, because I think he's a bit more laid back here. He's not as serious or like the one-eyed badass you quite know yet. I mean, he's pretty much got two eyes in this. Though, granted, how they there's quite a few jokes about his eventual eye happening. Where it looks like it's damaged at first, but that's not going to be the case. And when he finally does lose the eye and gets the eye patch, it's not but from an epic bout with a Kree. It's actually from a scratch from the cat, which is a bit funny. So there's like, that. So I found that pretty funny, low granted. If you wanted something more serious, you're probably going to be disappointed. I also kind of like how the relationship he develops with like Carol Danvers. I definitely think those two work quite well together. I definitely think he was the best character for the film. I mean, it's Samuel L. Jackson. What do you expect? Yeah, I like seeing Phil Coulson back again. Even now he's alive in the TV show Agents of Shield, but I don't really watch that. I only watched the first episode. But as far as movie, if you just watch the movies, he's been dead for like since the first Avengers, even though he's alive. But he's probably not going to come back on like a modern timeline film. I quite like how they also had cameos of like Koroth and Ronan the Accuser. Granted, there's not really any added depth to them. They're just kind of mostly there, but it's nice. It's a nice cameo. It's nothing offensive or anything like that. It's just more screen time for perhaps the not really established, minor villains that weren't really all that developed from like the film they appeared in Guardians. But yeah, it's quite nice. I quite liked. I think the casting, the Maria Rambeau, I thought she was quite nice in the role. As the best friend, who was like the reunion she had with Carol Danvers was nice, and how she talked about how she thought she was dead for so long. I thought that was I think that was one of the better character moments of the scene, and I quite liked how she took part later in the film. Going into space and shooting down one of those Kree things. And who else was there? Oh yes, Talos, the leader of the Skrull. I thought he was who was played by the guy who played as the bad guy from Ready Player One, a Steven Spielberg film. I thought he was quite good. He was when you thought he was a villain, he was quite convincing as one, even though he didn't do anything real menacing. And there's also quite a few great subtle hints that this guy's not a bad guy, as he was mourning one of his comrades that was killed and taken in by Nick Fury, which again was like sort of dissected a bit. And when he was when he revealed he was not the bad guy, I quite enjoyed the moments he had as a supporting character, the way he was scared of Goose the cat, and the reunion that he had with his family and stuff. I thought he was quite good. The villains. Well, I think the twist that hey, that the Skrulls weren't the bad guys, but the Kree actually were. I thought that was pretty good. I mean, I probably should have seen it coming because let's see, due to the Kree being War Xandar thing, so I should have thought there was something wrong about them being the good guys because clearly we've had a previous established film showing that they weren't, let's say, they're sort of bad guys, but let's see, and not to mention Ronan the Accuser, but they did quite convincing job, I would probably say. Let's see, at first, but yeah, I thought, let's see, that twist works. Granted, let's see, I don't think anyone's going to find, let's see, the Star Force, Kree, and Yon-Rogg as any, let's see, as some of the best MCU villains. But not in the likes of like Killmonger, the Vulture, Thanos, Star-Lord's dad. I mean, and Loki. I don't think he's going to be up there. Though, let's see. I do like how, let's see, he's not killed at the end of the film, and so there's potential for him to develop more as a villain in future, let's see, Captain Marvel films, because I think that's going to be happen. So, yeah, it'll be nice to see, let's see, for once, let's see, I think it's a good idea that for Marvel not to kill off their villains just during one film, because this way you get a chance to develop more in the sequel. And we're definitely going to see the Supreme Intelligence. Let's see, I quite liked the, let's see, Dr. Wendy Larson thing where he was trying to actually help this, let's see, Skrull and not really trying to kill him and all that stuff. Let's see, I think like I said earlier, I think some people are going to probably get mad that Marvel had like a gender swap thing, but I think it works for the film. Let's see, some might have preferred him as the original Captain Marvel and Captain Marvel being Miss Marvel, but it doesn't really, but I think it's, let's see, nothing, I don't think it's really that, let's see, bigger deal, and let's see, and all that stuff. Though granted, I could be, let's see, just trying to excuse it and those, but I thought she was great in the role as like this mysterious mentor, and let's see, as the Supreme Intelligence. Let's see, I quite liked the mind scene where she and the Supreme Intelligence briefly clashed with Captain Marvel, and she broke a, let's see, control chip thing, or let's see, some inhibitor chip. I thought that was a nice cinematic effects, let's see, with like the glowing and stuff. Let's see. What else? Oh, yes, the humor, let's see, was good for most part. Granted, you have to get in 2/3 into the film. Let's see, in order to actually start being funny a bit, because I think at the beginning where they were just trying to infiltrate a Skrull planet, let's see, there wasn't really much humor. They were trying to be a bit serious. It's definitely one of the more serious Marvel films. It's not one of the more funny ones, which is fine. Let's see, I think that the tone works for this film. Let's see. I quite like some of the 90s references. I can't, let's see, recall them all to my head, but let's see, I do like the fact that we got a Blockbusters because they shut down a few years ago, and I used to, let's see, go to Blockbusters a bit. So there. Let's see, for the Avengers, how the Avengers got their name. It reminds me of that brief scene at the beginning of Solo, but let's see, I think this was done a bit better. Let's see. I do like that we got cameos of like, let's see, like the Avengers, which is probably a scene from like Endgame. Let's see. What else is to talk? The one thing I have questions about is the Tesseract, because I thought that was in the bottom of the ocean and it was picked up by S.H.I.E.L.D. Though granted, I'm not sure unless there's like 2 Tesseracts. I think Marvel will need to do some clarifications. But as terms of prequel scale, I think Captain Marvel's quite good in terms of MCU films. Let's see. I think it works, yeah. Let's see. My overall score, I give it an 8 out of 10. Let's see. It's a pretty good standard Marvel movie. Not one of the best, but definitely not one of the worst. I recommend people go see it. Let's see. And I'm excited how the Russo brothers are going to tackle this character. Let's see. That stuff. And I'm curious what her role will be in Avengers Endgame. Let's see. That's all I have to say. Let's see. Bye for now.